There's often moments where I ask myself, what was God doing? How was He using me? What was the purpose? And then, you reflect back years later and you think, that's what He was doing. All right, that makes total sense. I was just totally blind. I look back in high school, I went on mission trips to Mexico every year. These mission trips are really interesting because there's a construction group which is there to work on building projects. It could vary from building churches to building homes to just helping, clean up land. I'm like, I can build things. My dad's a woodworker. I have a little experience around the house. Maybe this will be more fun and I'll be better able to serve in that capacity. And when you go to Mexico and you're working with these folks down there who are living in what we would call substandard living, they're happy. They have joy. They had a richness of love for their neighbor. And that was something that was really interesting and profound. I want everything that I do to be in service to my neighbor. It's hard to build things if you don't have a good relationship with all the folks that you're building with. Every job is different. It has different drawings, different specifications. People are also different, and we have to understand that, right? So you have to listen to people and you have to understand where they're coming from if you want to effectively manage them, if you want to effectively lead them. We have to remember that we, as people who are in management, have previously been in positions of following. And so we have to remember that. And we weren't always perfect, right? And we're still not perfect. We never will be. So we have to have a lot of grace and mercy for people who we're managing. But you also have to hold people to a standard. And in our industry, it's very easy to just whitewash things and say, well, that didn't matter. We'll just forget about it. That's not really helpful to the public, but it's also not really helpful to the individual who has made a mistake. Part of my philosophy for work is rooted in what do I owe my neighbor as a Christian. I like to think about something that C.S. Lewis wrote when he's talking about justice and mercy, and it's this idea that you cannot be merciful to people unless you understand what justice is. Our safety policies are actually designed, in my opinion, very much with this philosophy in mind. I have a lot of appreciation for them because I think they balance understanding, what people need to do, but also having a certain level of mercy to kind of encourage people to get to that point where they're actually doing the right thing. I'm very grateful for all that God has provided me. He's given me a beautiful family, wonderful home to live in, and a great employer to work for. Yeah, I just feel very, very blessed to be where I am right now.